Hello there, folks. Cranky Old Cuber here. So today I've got a special unboxing that is not really cubing related, although it's probably the case that if you like cubing, you might like video games too. So what I've got here is an old console that I've always wanted. And so let's go ahead and get right into the unboxing and see what we've got in this box. There we are. Okay, so what do we got in here? If it's what I think it is, it's going to be really cool. And if it's not what I think it is, then I got ripped off. And that will make me very sad. All right, so bunch of bubble wrap. Let's ditch the box. Ditching the box. Goodbye, box. All right, so this stuff is less important. This is more important. Oh, look at that. And that, my friends, is a Sega Dreamcast. And this is a North American launch edition console. So this console came out in 1999. And it is purported to work, although I do not know for sure. So, and we probably won't find out right now because that will be a bunch of work. But I'm unboxing this because Addie really wants to play the Dreamcast, and so I'm going to get all this stuff out now. So we got the console. We should have probably, power cord, and what do we got here? An AV cord. Yep. And an AV cord for composite video, and I don't know what it is. Oh, it's probably got S video too. It looks like it has S video if you have an S video input. See? S video. So that's pretty cool. All right, so this is the console. It's a CD-based game, and it was the first one in the 6th generation of consoles. So this was the last Sega console. They did not release any consoles after this one because this console did not do as well as they were hoping. And the reason it didn't do as well as they were hoping is because it was a year to 2 years ahead of its time. Most of the other console makers were not doing the graphics and stuff that the Dreamcast was doing, and Sega brought this out way early. So it came out in what was it? I gotta check. Came out in North America on September 9th, 1999, and it was a year ahead of the PlayStation 2 and 2 years ahead of the Xbox and the GameCube, which are all also 6th generation. So it was supposed to be a really good console, and it was like well reviewed and people really liked it, but I never could get my hands on one, mostly because I didn't have any money at the time. Didn't have money for any video consoles at all. So now I have one. It's going to go in the museum, and we've got a bunch of games that we're going to play. And I might do, once I get it all set up and working and everything, I might do a video about the games that we have and, maybe watch a little bit of gameplay or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But this is not the only thing in this unboxing, so I'm going to set this one over here. I have another box. Well, first, you can't really play, just having the console does not really help. And you may have noticed that there is a lack of controller, right? And so what we got going on here is I also managed to get my hands on a controller. So this is a Dreamcast controller. There's a video memory unit, I think is what it's called, that clips into here, and it's got a little screen, and that's how you save your games. So it's a little bit like, I think like the, GameCube maybe? Is that the one that uses the little, no, I don't remember. No, the GameCube has a thing. There was another, the Nintendo 64 had a deal where you put the memory card in the controller. All right. So we have one more thing though. The thing about the Dreamcast is it had games that were only released in Japan. Most of the Japanese consoles were that way. And so I have another box here, and you might guess what's in this box, because we would like to be able to play the Japanese games. And so what we got going on here is I've also ordered a Japanese version of the console. I'm going to kill myself here with this knife. And the idea being that we'll be able to play the few games that they came out with only in Japan, because these are CD games, so they're region locked, the same way DVD games are region locked, right? And so the CD games, some console games had that, but most of the region locking, my understanding is, started with the CD based games like the PlayStation and of course the Dreamcast and so forth, PS2, and then they finally switched. Maybe the PS2 used DVD games, I don't remember. Doesn't matter though. These disc based games are frequently region locked, the same way that like DVD movies and stuff are. All right, let's see if we can get this open and get this out of here. So this is a Japanese console, region locked to Japan, so you can only play Japanese games on it unless you want to mod things or get a, what's it called, Game Shark or something like that. And gonna have to take a look. How do I tell? This says U. I do not believe this is a Japanese console. We'll have to see. What's this one say? This one also says U. And, oh wait, well, we got region 1 and we got region 2. So this one was made in Japan and this one was made in China. So this is definitely the launch edition. So I'll have to figure it out. This is supposed to be a Japanese console, so it's supposed to be able to play the Japanese games. So we'll have to see what we have here. And then this is a kind of collection of Dreamcast games that came with the console. I'm not sure what it is, and I also don't see a region thing on this either, so I don't know. Well, I may have gotten ripped off. Who knows? I'll have to look it up. But possibly by the time I edit this video and put it up, I'll have an answer and I'll be able to put something up or record something supplemental about it. But this console also came with a controller, and my understanding at the time was that controllers that came with the Japanese games consoles could be used just fine with US consoles and everything because the electronics are all the same. And so I'm pretty sure that's going to work. What we might, if these are both US consoles, what we might have going on here is a upstairs downstairs situation where we keep a Dreamcast down in the museum and we keep one upstairs so that Addie can play with it. So all right, I'm gonna be right back because I want to show you the games we got too. Okay, I'm back. So wanted to show you a few other things that we got. So let me set this console aside. I just ran back down the stairs. So we also got, turns out they have a bunch of these new in box because the Dreamcast didn't sell super well. So it turns out there's a bunch of new old stock for many of the accessories and stuff like that. And so I managed to get my hands on these visual memory units. They're brand new, never been opened, never been used. Hopefully they work. They should. But this is how you save your games. So I got a couple of those because you need a couple of those. And then we got a bunch of games. Basically, these are the ones that we wanted really bad back in the day. And so now we have them. Soul Calibur. This is one of the top games that people like about the Dreamcast. And then we have, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, we have Tony Hawk 1, because of course, you got to have Tony Hawk. And then we have Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. This one is actually supposedly the better game. We have Choo Choo Rocket. This one is new, never been opened, shrink wrapped. And so this is another one of those new old stock things. We have Sonic Adventure, which is another cool game. And we have Sonic Adventure 2, which is actually supposed to be better than Sonic Adventure 1. So this is all our Dreamcast stuff. We got the Japanese console so we could play, I believe it's Ishiguro, which was only released in Japan. So I'm hoping that console actually is a Japanese console. If it's not, I don't know what we'll do. Anyway, so yeah, it's a Sega Dreamcast. How cool is that? I've always wanted one of these guys and just I've always thought that I would go get one eventually, and I started looking at them recently, and they're starting to get scarcer and more expensive. So I thought I better act and grab one. And thanks to I guess it was Apocalypse who reminded me of this, I think. I'll have to go back and look through the comments, and I'll correct that on the screen if I'm wrong. But I think that's who reminded me that this thing existed and that I needed to go look at it again. So, yay, Dreamcast. I'll probably do a follow-up video once we get it all set up and working, so you can see, kind of how good it is and how ahead of its time it really was. Because this was the first Generation 6 console, and unfortunately, like many things that are good but ahead of their time, they don't work out. Go look up Sony Betamax and you'll understand what I'm talking about. So I guess that's it for this unboxing. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you at the next video. Cheers.